Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm happy to be with you here on another Monday, start of a brand new week and a brand new topic. And I hope you've had a really great weekend. It's warming up around here and kind of making us think that spring's not too far away, and let's hope that's the case. And so for the next 2 weeks, I want to talk to you about various passages in the book of Luke. There's a lot of really good stuff in the Gospel of Luke. And so I want to find a couple of them that maybe will get you to think and maybe perhaps provide some really good thoughts and encouragement to you. So let's begin with Luke chapter 15 and verse 3. It says, So Jesus told them this story. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost, what will he do? Won't he leave the 99 others in the wilderness and go to search for the one that's lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he will joyfully carry it home on his shoulders. When he arrives, he'll call together his friends and neighbors, saying, Rejoice with me, because I've found my lost sheep. In the same way, there's more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents and returns to God than over 99 others who are righteous and haven't strayed away. Well, the first thing that strikes me is it says, and Jesus told him this story. Jesus was a storyteller, and a really good one at that. And if you listen to me on a Sunday morning, you'll notice that often I'll tell a story. And I do that because, well, Jesus did it, so I figured if it worked for him, it might work for me. But because telling stories is a way to learn, a way to remember. And if the story can be applied to many other situations, that's even better. So here's one we have where Jesus is a man as 100 sheep. Now, as you've heard me say before, maybe, sheep are a hard bunch of folks to deal with. They don't have any defense mechanism but to run away or stomp the ground with their front foot, as though that's going to scare you away. They also aren't very smart, and they need someone to watch over them. And if there isn't someone who watches over them, they're going to get in big trouble real fast. And so he tells this story. Here's what he wants us to remember. It says there's a man has 100 sheep. That's a lot of sheep. Not as large as some flocks. When I had my farm, I had 70 some sheep. That was a lot. And trying to keep track of them, it took a lot of effort. And it says here that he notices that one of them gets lost. Now, if you think about it, sheep are really herd animals. They're not loners. So how in the world did this one get lost? Did it do something it shouldn't have? Did it stay a little longer in one spot than it should have? How did it get lost? Well, we don't know that, but we do know that it was lost. And it says that he went to find it. That doesn't tell us how long it took him to find it. Doesn't tell us where he looked. Doesn't tell us anything about that. Except it tells us that when he found the sheep, he lifted it on his shoulders and he carried it back to the other 99. So you have this image of someone who cares, noticed that one's missing, goes and looks for it. Don't know how long it takes. It just says when he found him. So maybe it was more than just a little while. And he picks it up, puts it on his shoulder, and carries it back to the rest of the flock. And that's what the story's about. Can you see that story in your head? Can you see the images of this flock of sheep who's missing one? And this shepherd who is desperate to find it. He doesn't want any one of his sheep to get lost. So that's the story. Now what it says here is when he got back, he called all of his friends and neighbors. Now, I wonder if he went and asked them if they'd seen the sheep before he left. You would think he might have done that, but doesn't tell us. It's just when he got back, he calls everybody together. And he calls them over and he says, Rejoice, I found the one that I'd lost. Let's have a party. You know, Jesus is a lot about fun. Many people today only see Jesus as, well, anything but fun. He wasn't a humorous guy. They see him as a stern giver of the law or something like that, even though lots of scriptures say that isn't true. But he had a party. And what was the theme of his party? Now, this is where it gets really important for you and for me. He says, Rejoice with me, all his friends and neighbors, because I found my lost sheep. In the same way, now here's the meat of the story. In the same way, there's more joy in heaven over one lost sinner who repents and returns to God than over the other 99 who never walked away. Now, you would think, based on our understanding of things, that the 99 would get the praises because they did the right thing. They didn't get lost. But that's not the point of the story. The point is that the shepherd is thrilled because the one that was lost got found. And it says here, I like the way it says this here, in the same way, there is joy in the presence of God's angels, even when just one sinner repents. What's the point here? Well, the point is that sometimes some of us get lost. Maybe we intentionally did. Maybe the sheep just decided, hey, I don't go that way. I'm going this way. For whatever reason, they choose to do that. People are like that. They get lost. Maybe some of you who are listening to me are lost. Don't know what to do. Don't know where to turn. Think everybody's out to get you. Or you're struggling to deal with some really difficult news. Well, this tells us something special. It says, even in heaven, when a lost person is found, everybody enjoys and rejoices in that new relationship. You see, you are never too far away from God and his blessings. Doesn't matter where you are, what you've done, who you've talked to, how you've behaved. None of that matters because God will come looking for you. Why? Well, for the same reason the shepherd went looking after his sheep, because he cared about him and he loved this guy, and God loves you too. So if you're wandering around wondering where's life, what's happening, look for God. He's standing right beside you, trying to get your attention. He wants more of what you're capable of. Well, thanks for listening. Hope you come back tomorrow. Got a few more things to say. And until then, if there's a need we can help you with, please let us know. Just give us a call, and we'll try everything we can to help meet your needs. Until tomorrow, God bless you. Take care. It's a fantastic day. I'll talk to you again.